Hi guys, welcome to the brick picker game. That's the part 2. If you just go to the link in the description and click the scene site, you'll find a new sprite called particle. Open the backpack, drag it, you can just delete it. So now you'll go to your project and we just add it like this. So now we have new sprite particle with two custom. I'll call the first blue and this one will be green. And if you just take it from the art, the name will be blue and green, so don't worry about that. So I'll go to the ball sprite and make a block called create particle at space, then you put x column, input x, then a text label y column, input y, then a type. Let me just copy it, add a column, then input type, run without screen refresh, clean up blocks. Okay, so now I'll make a list called particle for all sprites. I already have just a minute. You just say I have a list. Okay, for here, so just come back and yes, okay. So make a list particle for all sprites. We will add three things to the particle: x, y, type. The last thing, we'll just create a clone of particle. You will drag this code into the paddle and also to the bricks. But what will happen? So now the block, it actually just make for the sprite only and we are just to drag it. What will happen in the paddle and the bricks? So actually it will just create it again. If we are just doing anything over here, nothing will be changing over here. So now in the ball sprites, I'll go to the Baltic, create particle at plus. So now x position and y position plus pick random -3 to 3. The same thing over here. Type blue. So now okay, we are just go to the particle and receive reset, hide, delete all of particle, where it is, okay, and delete this clone. So now when I start as a clone, go to and switch to custom. So now we just add a type called blue because this will be the custom blue. So now item 3, item 2, item 1, then delete one of particle 3 times. So why we are doing that, why we are not using the repeat 3 and put that because it's a secret thing we are just want to animate, so it will make this in 3 frames, but if we make it like that it will make it in 1 frame. So we'll use this one, and then if so now we can make a variable called type and set it to item 3, but we'll take the custom name as a type. So now the type of this are actually blue, so I will just copy it. Then if custom name equals blue, or you can choose the number and make it 1, but I'll make it blue, the custom name. Then repeat to 0. You can play with these numbers. Change ghost effect by 5. Change brightness by 3 or 2.5. Then delete this color. And also you can see just too much big for the ball, so I'll set his size to 50, I think. Okay, so set size to pick random 50 to 60, so that will make it just like this. And also I want to change size by -1. One last thing, do you see this block? You'll just drag it to the paddle, and or before we just put it, we'll just see it. There are nothing, but the clone counter just say there are clones. So now let me just go to the particle and add a show block. So now you can see we have a cool particle, but there are so much particles, so I'll make it just if equals 1 to 2 equals 1 to 2. So now, yes, that's much better, and I'll drag it with a if. I will make it like something like -10. We'll add 10 because that is a paddle, and the paddle is so big. After every move, you will create a clone, or maybe you will create a clone because it's just random. So now you can see the issue. The particle is actually in front of the paddle, so I don't want that. So in the particle, go to back layer. Just create a clone, start the project, and now you can see I have this particle. So now, do you see the particle called green? We will work on it. So if custom name equals green, then set size to pick random, and there are, okay, just switch to custom. There are no change size. I'll just make it like this just for now, and if we are just delete any clones, create particle on X position, Y position, green, sorry, with 1 R and 2 E. Okay, save now. So now we can see just something like weird, because just so small. So I think I'll just copy, paste over here. You can just delete it. So now the brick just 500. So here's set size to 500. So now if I just click anything, you can see just do this effect. So now it, maybe you say why it is changing color, because we are changing the brightness. So now you can see just type, but I think I'll change the brightness by 1 over here. And if you just sorry, don't worry if you just think the ball it will just touch that, it will not touch it, because actually that's a particle sprite. So now we will make our power-ups. So if you just go to the art, you will just find this one. I'll just draw it right now. Copy paste over here. We'll make something like orange. So now that will be, or I'll just copy the ball and paste the ball. So now that will just spawn a new ball. Make the ball bigger. So now when I start as a clone, repeat until or touching paddle or Y position. Let me just set it to negative big number. Okay, negative big number is less than negative 1, 6, sorry, 1, 7, 8. The Y position is less than, so now it will be true, and if it is touching the paddle, it will be also true, and anything else, it will just say false. So now reset all that and change Y by negative 4. I think it's a good speed, but I'll make it 6. It will be just much better. I just make it over here, try to make it, and boom. So now over here, if touching paddle, okay, then we will just find the touching the paddle, create clone of ball and delete this clone. So now I'll just hide it, and actually I'll just grab it to the particle. You'll see the particle of this custom, and I'll take this code into the particle, delete it. So if after we are doing all of that, if we just call power up, copy it, and if custom name equals power up, then we will do this code. So now over here it will be a forever loop, forever broadcast ball tick. When I receive ball tick, So why I do that? Because we want also the clones to be oh my god, what is that? Let me just click it and everything it just go wrong. Let me just write again like this. Okay, I think it is just good. So now I'll just go to the bricks, pick random, 1 to 10 equals 1, then best, or make it 1 to 5. So now you can see just have more balls, but the problem that not all the balls make the ball tick, and before anything the ball sprite when I receive, I'll just broadcast ball tick, and over here I don't know, I just go up, so broadcast ball tick and wait, I think. Okay, so now I'll just broadcast the ball, I'll just make a ball tick, or whatever, just make it like this. So now we have just more balls when I receive, sorry, when I start as a clone, broadcast start ball tick. So now we are just have a new balls, all the balls will be activated. Now you can see there are too much balls, and let me just save it, make a variable id for the sprite only, set id to 0, and here set id to 1. Over here if id equals 1, and also set id to 0. Over here set it to 1. So now if I just click it, you can see if one ball just falls, all the balls will be destroyed. But now we are just see how much clones we have. We have too much clones. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So when I receive reset, delete this clone. Let me just click the green flag, try it, but there are problems. You can see it just creates this one, so we don't want that. Over here the green flag is clicked, you can use, just wait 1 second, broadcast delete power up. So now when I receive delete power up, where it is, we'll just duplicate this. So now you can see I'll just click the green flag. Okay, I'll just make it 2 frames. Okay, I think 1 frame will be enough. Okay, if let me just make it if timer is less than 1, that means the first 1 second all the clones that are just spawning, we will delete it. So now we can't find any issue. I have this power up, I have 2 balls, but now we have more problems. There are just 1 ball falls down, all the balls will be um, all the balls will be loose. So make a variable ball count for all sprite, that's important. Set it to 0, and here when I start as a clone, change ball count by 1 and set ball count to 1 because we are actually playing with the original sprites. Clean up blocks. So now, do you see that code make the player lose over here in the define touching? So I'll just make a if we'll change ball count by -1. Ball count is less than 1. Let me just try it. Save now. Okay, just save. I want yes. So now I have 2 balls. 3. Okay, I just want to delete this clone over here. So that delete this clone. So now there are one last problem that we can see this wall just not deleting. Why? Because that was the original sprite and it is not a clone, so we will just hide and the reset show. So now you can see we have just 1 ball. If we just lose, everything will be reset. Okay, you can see if we are just lose, have 1 ball, there are something happened. So now the particle you can see just spawning in every reset, and for now the ball will just stand on his place. So let me just over here delete this clone and we'll just hide the original sprite where it is over here. I'll just set the ball count to 0 and hide it. So now when I receive reset, wait 0 second, create a clone of myself, edit the particle. When I receive reset, reset the timer. So now I have, you can see I have, okay, when I just start I have just 2 clones. So I'll just make like this. I have just one clone. Okay, so we are actually don't want this code. We just click it. So now that's the original sprite, and I don't want to show if clone ID equals 1, and here will be 2. So if clone ID equals 2, that means that the original sprite just hide and go to random position or nothing. Okay, there are just a problem. Let me just go to the stop the game. Okay, I have just one ball. Let me just click the green flag. And what about 10 minutes? Click the green flag. Okay, I'll just make the X and the Y. Okay, the ball must be. Let me just click the green flag again. Remove this one and see. Okay, just move normally. But I just want to know why it is just loose. Let me just show the ball count. For now, I must set ball count to 1. Okay, so in this one, if like this, so now if the timer is bigger than 0.1, so now you can see I don't know why there are just, let me just see how much balls I have. So now let me just check for the ball count. Set the ball count to 0, change it by 1, change it by -1, and over here. So that just false. So now we don't have the change ball count by -1 except over here. So now I just make it like this. What is happened? So now it's just the original sprites. Okay, so if id equals 2, stop the script. So now let me just try. I hope it's not glitchy. And yes, we have 2 balls. The other balls are just hidden. Okay. So when I start as a clone, show. When I start as a clone, show. So now I hope it's just working like this. I want to power up, power up, power up. Okay, so the first ball are just go over here. Okay, just okay. So now all the balls are actually spawning in one place, the original sprite place. So when I start as a clone, what we will do, you see this one, we'll just put it over here. Let me just do it like that. I just have a new ball like this, take another new ball, and I hope there are on power up. 1 2 you win. Yay. So yes, just a half hour and you are doing that. uh, just I want to add the last thing. You see this block? I'll just drag it to the twin sprite, and over here type yay x and y, uh, pick random negative 200, the 200s, negative 100 and 100. So now what the type yay, repeat just 10 or 100 times. So over here, when I started the clone, make a custom called yay, and it will be just we just press the alt. You just want to make a square, you can just put the alt and the shift and make it like this. So just perfect nice red square. So now if I just show it, it is just so small. Set the size to 100. So now don't worry of that. Any custom I just added new will be in the art sprite in the description. So make it like this. Okay, so when I start as a clone, if custom name equals, okay, just a glitch. Custom name yay, sorry, yay. So now we will just custom name equals yay. Repeat this one, and also set color effect, pick random 1 to 100 of 1 million, I don't know, but just a big number, and also layer craft effect. So now I'll just add one last thing, fix that glitch. The ball just had a particle on his head. So just to fix it, if make a variable for all sprites, fixed, if fixed is, can just duplicate it and make it bigger than 0. Stop the script. So now if fixed is bigger than 0, that means just 1. So here set fixed to 0, set fixed to 1. So now let me just click the green flag and there are no issue. Thanks for watching. I hope you just enjoyed the video. You can just subscribe with this picture over here. And yes, see you in the next video. Bye bye.